Well, as you might have surmised, Georgia is already the most expensive race in American history, political history. Some are saying that for local races worldwide, we've never seen anything like it. So does that set the stage for an even bigger spending in 2018? Club for Growth President David McIntosh. David, I think that it might say the opposite. I think people might pick and choose their battles more adroitly and more carefully, maybe more surgically, on the right and the left. What do you think?
I think you're right. The elections last night, you're correct, were just a chance to keep going for Republicans. It wasn't a big slap on the back. And what our polling shows is consistent with that, that if they're surgical and they pick the races and they stick with their agenda, they can win. We've done polls in Montana, in West Virginia, two states where Democrat incumbents are up, but President Trump won in a very big margin. And what those polls show us is when Republicans frame repeal of Obamacare and reminding people about the mandates, the taxes, the high premiums they're paying, it's a winning issue. So they have to stick with their issues, go full bore ahead, and then they can be successful in 2018.
You know, you don't like to make this all about just who gets the blame or who gets the credit, although I know that's how politics works. But it is interesting when they see these surveys about the state of Obamacare right now that a lot of folks are blaming Republicans, even though no measure of theirs has come forward or been passed outside of this one taken by the House, dropped and started from scratch in the Senate. Yet, is it your sense that Republicans will get the blame even if that never comes to fruition, even if their measure never happens, and it's still the Affordable Care Act that is the law of the land?
Definitely, because it happened on their watch. In fact, polling also shows if Republicans fail to pass repeal of Obamacare, then Republican voters will stay home and not vote for them in 2018.
Wow.
By the way, I think the problem here is that first Paul Ryan and now Mitch McConnell are using a bad strategy of keeping things secret and then springing it on people. That lets Chuck Schumer and the Democrats define the whole debate about pre-existing conditions, CBO numbers.
But I understand the method to their madness, and I believe me, I fault the Democrats when they pulled the same stunts. Chuck Schumer seems to have forgotten that. But the one thing that happens in this debate about not being informed is you hope that you make up for it by getting something through quickly. Now, it might not be ideal, but time is not Republicans' friend right now. And I agree with you. The voters have sort of given them a leash to get this stuff done. So let's say the year ends and they haven't got either done. They haven't got the health care thing done. They haven't got the tax thing done. Will voters like markets up to now have waited out and say, all right, better late than never. Next year certainly beats not getting it done any year?
I think they've got to the end of the year, and then at that point people will realize in an election year we're not going to see the pro-growth legislation, and frankly, I think you'll see the markets pull back. I think you'll see the economy continue to stall. So everything depends on first passing the health care bill, and then even more important, the tax cuts, so that people can go back to work, we can see the economy grow, and then Republicans, as a political basis, can say, hey, look, on our watch, we turned it around, and we got jobs for your children, and the economy's better.
You know, we can always do all the Monday morning, I guess Wednesday morning quarterbacking we want, and you're better at that than I am, David. But if Democrats support just a little bit more money into South Carolina, which turned out to be far closer than anyone thought, it would have been a whole different ballgame.
It was closer, although I will tell you, Neil, we were closely watching that because he was our candidate. If it ever looked like they could catch him, we were ready to come in with more money and define the issues, because Ralph Norman is a great champion and will be a great congressman.
All right, well, we'll watch that very, very closely, David. Good seeing you.